I'm excited, just first of all, for the happy hour with Luke
Oh,
Anderson starting.
well, thank you very much.
I am really excited for what this show is going to become and the identity and the stamp that you're going to put on it.
Appreciate that.
There is and this is going to be Duck Insider Zone. This
Yes.
is it. The 1 to 2, starting on Monday, you'll be able to hear Duck Insider from 1 to 2, and that's going to take us all the way through the sports calendar for the University of Oregon. So it goes from late July into early June, and then it's going to be bonus hour territory for
That's
Luke
right.
Anderson, June and July.
Which is fantastic because it's really the time of the year where there's not any dominant sports headlines, so we can really kind of figure out what it is. The fun part is I've worked with Jeff Rust handful of times, but now he's my full-time producer, and we were kind of we're kind of thrown into this a little bit. We've got a few things to change around here. So he's still producing The Firm of Harrison Meringue. We did all the new imaging. We did all of the new. We've got a pretty good idea of where we're starting. I'm actually excited to see what the show will be in 2 months. By the time we get around to next June. So I honestly don't know. So to have the only show that is my show, I get kind of all the creative input and see what happens. It's going to be a blast. What happens today?
Blanche.
Who knows?
You have carte blanche to take it where you want it, whether that is to the moon or into the side of a mountain. I hope it is to the moon.
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both.
Probably. But yes, we're aiming for the moon.
May hit a mountain on the way to the moon, but you're going to get there, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's go. How awesome is this?
Dude, this is fantastic. Well, driving in this morning.
We are on FM.
That's the big thing, right? Like driving in this morning. My car's set on 1080 the fan. So I get in and I hear the subtle sounds of dirt and spray.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, got to switch it over to 105.1. They are not subtle at all. It's just the signal. It is booming. New voice guy, Cornell Womack, sounds fantastic. But you switch it over to FM, it is a better sound. It is a bigger audience. It is the whole thing. So to be part of not only the switch over from AM to FM, but being part of the daily lineup. I mean, it's been a long time of doing Saturday shows. On Friday, we'll have Will Darkins in here. We'll do a little farewell to the Sinner and Saint in the bonus hour. But looking forward to getting started on this thing.
It's nice having it on the FM dial now because no longer as I approach the tunnel is it, well, now here is the crux of the problem.
If you're only going to listen to one thing that I say for this entire broadcast, the next 32 seconds are going to be exactly what you need to hear.
It's gone. Yeah, this move is incredible for us. And there's a lot of people, I've gotten this question a ton as the day has gone on, the last 24 hours since we announced yesterday at 3 o'clock that we were going to be moving over to FM, is that what does this even mean?
Yeah.
And the whole thing is, if you're listening on FM right now, you can flip over to the AM and you can tell the difference in the quality of the sound.
Yeah.
And the difference of the quality is night and day. It's also a wider reach. And the reality of it is that AM, for 35 years, this station was all sports on AM. It's the longest running sports station on the West Coast, continuously running. It was a legacy station on the AM, whether it was 1520 or 910 or 1080. It had its different iterations. It was the same station. It just moved to a couple different places. Well, the reality of it is now there's a lot of cars that are being made that don't even have an AM radio in it. We had a couple of guys and gals saying, I drive, a Rivian or a Tesla and I don't get AM, right?
Yeah.
Well, now you can get the fan and you don't have to stream it. You can be part of the club that is totally live, no delay whatsoever. Like, unfortunately, the app does have, because you take it from radio, then you process it through the streaming service, and then boom, it takes a little bit to get there. Well, this is big for us, and there's a lot of people that, as much as people want to say that, radio and people are just listening on their phones, they're not.
No.
They're really not.
Well, it's part of its ease of access, right? I mean, because we had the HD2 signal, and you could find it if you had. Again, that's another equipment thing, right? You might have AM, you might have FM, you might have one or neither, and then HD2. Some people have it, some people don't. But the ease of access, just flipping it on 105.1, and one of our sales gals, Paulina, made the comment. She said, nobody surfs through the AM dial.
No,
Like, if
well,
you go to
have
AM,
to make
it
it
is-
a point
Yep.
to go over there.
But we'll find people on the FM dial that are just
Yeah.
surfing through, and if we're talking about something that makes an impact. You've been keeping
That's
an eye
awesome.
on everything that's happening all day with comments and
Yeah.
everything. What's the reaction from the general public today?
I think that there's a ton of excitement just because, everybody get in their cars. You can just listen to the Fan on FM, and that's great. But I think that the biggest one, folks love the new lineup so far.
Excellent.
And I am a huge fan of this lineup. We are live and local for 13 hours Monday through Friday.
It's pretty rad.
That is very rad.
Yeah.
And when we can go from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. and be live and local, that's a game changer because, look, we're talking about what you care about. I mean, that's the thing, is that you don't have to hear about the Lakers or the Cowboys or the Yankees and Red Sox.
Just a warning, the entire second hour of this show will be Lakers, Red Sox, and Cowboys. So just a heads up. Just, be ready. But it'll be from a local perspective. So
Like
don't worry
a
about
hatred for it.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
And
Well,
that
we get to
timing
make.
award
We don't
goes
have to
to-
pretend we like Jerry Jones, which is important. So yeah.
but this is the fact that we are local here and we have now an extra hour with Dirt and Sprague. Those two guys, they earned it.
Yeah.
They earned that 6 to 10 a.m. time slot. To have the firm going 10 to 1, it makes all the sense in the world. To have Duck Insider, which, we are the home of the Oregon Ducks.
Yeah.
And when we were previewing a basketball game, that we would air Duck Insider after that basketball game completed. That was a little bit of a problem.
You're not serving your listeners with
Right.
that. Yeah.
And the fact that you get Rob Mullins, Dan Lanning, Dana Altman, players, assistant coaches, that, to be quite frank, nobody else gets on that show. It was a no-brainer to have that, and then to put you in right before Isaac and Suk made all the sense in the world. We can ramp up back to hyper-local, and it's going to be a ton of fun. And I'm so glad that everybody is along for this ride. I think the lineup is going to crush it on the FM dial. You don't have to go anywhere else. We will still have 1080 existing for situations too, where, and this is a part that, inside radio here, when we have a Duck game that interrupts our daily lineup, that's not a problem anymore. When we have a play-by-play event that interrupts any of our local programming, they can go and they will live on 1080, and you can still hear, Dirt and Sprague, The Firm, you, and Primetime where you're trained to go every single Monday through Friday. And that's exciting to me, that we will have the ability to split off in those rare instances where those guys would get preempted, and we can play our hits, man, which is our local lineup.
Well, speaking of Radio Insider, you jumped into the deep end. Like, for me to have a show move to like the primetime lineup at the Switch, that's pretty cool. You got thrown into it. What are you, 2 months into this job as brand manager?
Yeah, I think so. I think
You don't even know.
No, it has been for me. Look, thrown in the deep end is the nicest term that you could say.
It's FCC cleared, so I figured that was the safest term to use.
I got hired in this move. Our general manager Ryan Cooley, he stepped in to his seat as GM back in December, and he really put the full court press on it. And he'd been working on it since like October, and then
did I hear that there was a proposal that he was part of in 2013 to make a move like this? Yeah. I mean, that goes way back. You're talking 12 years.
He was working side by side with the man that I replaced, the great Jeff Austin, Sacramento Baton Rouge, Montpelier. And Jeff and Cooley really started putting the wheels in motion and to make this happen. And it's not just because we had two people that care about this station so deeply. The team on air was pulling their weight as well. Sales was pulling their weight as well. And once I got put into place and Jeff said he was going to ride off into the sunset, it was, all right, man. And this was part of my plan, my business plan to get this job was like, eventually I want to move the Fan to FM. Well, I started and
Tag,
was like,
you're it.
Guess
Go.
what? We're going to start to get this ball rolling. And so it was, I wasn't just missing shows with Danny just to miss them. When they
Yeah.
were saying I was doing the brand manager stuff, like it was, all right, we have to get with engineering. We have to get with market ops, which is your website and your app. And I had to design the logo and tell
You
people,
design the logo?
tell people that I had,
Your
well, I
art
didn't
skills.
draw
Your
it.
art skills underestimated.
Yeah, but here's the deal. I was sitting there telling somebody that I've never met before it is not their passion. It's their career
Yeah,
to be a
yeah.
graphic designer, that I didn't like some of the things
Yeah.
that were initially thrown our way. And so I was sitting there trying to go, all right, we want to have it local. We just don't want to have like a pennant in our
I saw the
105.1 Fan.
original logo, and it was basically the same logo that every sports station uses when they're like, hey, clip art, what does a logo look like? It was weak effort.
So our new logo is it's 105.1 on top. The fan is underneath, and then back behind it is the Fremont Bridge,
Which sits right above our studios, so it's perfectly apropos.
That was one of the things I wanted in there. Was we literally broadcast from the shadows of the Fremont Bridge.
Yes, we do.
And it's uniquely Portland. So I thought that fit with everything that we do. So it was everything, man. There's so many details that go into this. I had to learn what nodes are.
What are nodes?
I don't
keep
know,
hearing.
man. Okay, no. They're little triggers to tell all the computers and everything, that whether we're running a spot or what's on the air, whether we're local or into national programming, and all of them have different numbers. There were times where I would just be sitting on these Zoom calls with engineers, and they're talking. They're like, "Are you following?" I would be like, "No, I am not."
Well,
But you know what? We got here.
Yeah, you and I actually had a happy hour right after you took the job, and I was like, "What are you thinking, bud?" That was my first question. Was do you know what you got yourself into? And not only are you jumping into this role as brand manager of an iconic station, congratulations.
Thank you.
The transition to FM, congratulations.
Thank you.
You're keeping your other job.
Yeah. Yeah.
And your other job is, of course, sidelines for Ducks Radio Network. You're going to be down in Eugene. You're keeping up with everything that's going on. So we have you here for two reasons. One, to talk, hey, this transition is awesome, everything that's going on. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the listeners will thank you for the clear sound that we have. But we still get to talk football.
We do. We can talk football.
Yeah.
We do need to talk voice guy, though, because that's the one thing that I've heard a lot about.
Oh, I've got some voice
people...
guys. I've got some voice guy stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Our voice guy. We do have a new voice of the fan.
Juilliard trained Cornell Womack is our new voice guy.